So the football is back and Nuno has been speaking ahead of the clash with Arsenal. And these are the key points that he has talked about. Welcome to your Forest News. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well and welcome to your latest Forest News. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new, and check out Football Prizes' his amazing new gift. This is a signed frame Forest home kit signed by the likes of Murillo, Sells, Einar, Dominguez, Morato, Yatesy. You got Moreno, Sangare, Taiwo, Sosa, and plenty of others as well. If you want to grab this, there are a few tickets left. This one's going hot. Scan the QR code or click on the link that's pinned into the comments. And I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who came to the birthday bash yesterday. We had a cracking time with you guys. Hope you enjoyed yourselves as well. And Brucey, dead, mate, you're dead to me. Anyway, let's get into the news. And our beloved Nuno has been doing a press conference today ahead of the Arsenal match. He had quite a few interesting things to say, so I want to talk you through it. I want your thoughts in it down below. Now, he gave us an injury update. Let's start with that. He says that basically, reading between Nuno's cryptic lines, that everyone is fit barring Danilo and Sangare. Now, what we've been hearing is that Danilo is very close to being back, probably about 3 or 4 weeks away from resuming training, which is fantastic news. You know, I remember when that injury first happened, we're all there thinking, is that a season ender there? So good luck to Danilo. He's close to being back. But the key one is Einar. Einar trained with the team yesterday or the day before, I think it was, and he will be available as far as we can make aware for the Arsenal game. So that beautiful back four will hopefully still be intact. Sangare still seems like he's out. I'm surprised. I think he's very close to being back to at least training because he's been out for 2 months now with a hamstring injury, and his diagnosis or prognosis, I don't know which word is meant to be, was 6 to 8 weeks. So he should be close. That's the injury update. The only further thing to tell you guys about on that is that Sosa is still away on international duty and will probably be back tomorrow. So don't expect him to be starting against Arsenal. Not that he was gonna anyway. So that's the injury update. In terms of the other questions he got asked, there was some interesting one. And they asked him, you know, about the game and how he's going to approach it. And someone mentioned, I thought it was a good question, is do you do the same thing you did against Liverpool? Now, Nuno's answer was quite interesting because he said, yes, in terms of the performance, that's what we need to do. The performance is going to be important to emulate what we did at Liverpool. But in terms of the tactic, he didn't seem to hint too heavily that they're using the same approach or will be using the same approach that we did against Liverpool. Now, if this is sandbagging or not, I don't know. But he was talking about using the pace and using the width. Now, in my preview yesterday, if you haven't seen it, I'll leave it on the end screen. I talked about literally copy and paste of what we did against Liverpool. Block out the middle, then bring the pace on and the width towards the end of the second half, you know, halfway through the second half, where we can really attack them and exploit them, maybe when Arsenal are a bit tired. But maybe that's what he meant. I still am convinced that he will go for a similar tactical approach to Liverpool. So when in his presser he was talking about using the width and using the pace, I think he's just throwing a little curveball. He's not lying or anything like that. I just think that's the plan in the second half. I may be wrong. Maybe he's seen a chink in the Arsenal armour and he's going to expose it early on using the width. But I just think for me, tactically, the right thing to do would be to approach it the way we did the Liverpool game. He then also got asked about Arteta. And he said, and I think this one was the first lie. He says he thinks Arteta's doing an amazing job. He's doing great things with Arsenal and he has a lot of time and respect for him. Nuno, for the first time in a long time, I completely disagree with you. Sorry, Ant. But then one thing that was brought up that I want to talk to you guys about was set pieces. Now, it's been clear and obvious, and we've been like celebrating it as a fan base, that Forest have heavily improved in the set piece department, from being the worst or the second worst last season, conceding goals, penalty corners as I called them, to having this robust back four with Eminem in the middle and everything else absolutely solid. And the question was that Arsenal have a set piece expert, and Arsenal basically only score set pieces at the moment, but Forest don't. So what was the approach, and how have Forest got the best out of set pieces, both defensively and offensively as well? And Nuno said, in a way, there is someone that is looking after the set pieces, but it's within the coaching staff. So what he's saying is that there isn't a dedicated person like Arsenal have, but within his coaching staff, there's someone who's responsible for it, I think would be the correct way to phrase it. And when he was asked about how he's fixed these set piece issues that we've had, he said he's basically addressed it with the players, talked to them about their responsibility, their positioning, their roles and everything like that. Just like magic, he's fixed it pretty much overnight, well, over the pre-season window. It's quite interesting to see, because there's a lot of teams now going with a set piece specialist. We had it for a little bit just before Cooper got sacked. I don't even think he really properly got appointed, but he was out the door as well once Cooper went. And Nuno just has this, it's almost like a family of coaching staff that he's worked with. He knows well, they know their roles, they know what they need to do. And we're seeing that showing on the pitch right now, especially when it comes to set pieces. And there was a little bit on the old international stuff. He had a lot of praise for Chris Wood, who, congratulations to him. He's breaking more records for New Zealand. I think he got another hat-trick this international window. But the interesting one was Murillo. He got asked, are you disappointed that Murillo went all the way out to Brazil to play 0 minutes? And I liked his answer. He was like, no, he needs to be patient. You just don't walk straight in to the Brazil team. You get good experience out there, you know, getting an understanding of how the international team works, the way the manager out there works, the camaraderie between those teammates and everything like that. And he has to be patient and wait his turn. And I think this shows you the management style he has with Murillo, because I think you can look at it a little more deeper. I think what he's saying here is that everyone knows Murillo's a superstar, or is going to be a superstar if people don't already know that he is one. But Nuno keeps grounding him, reminding him that you have to crawl before you can walk, you have to walk before you can run, all these things. And I think that was just a nice little message to Murillo, saying, congratulations, well done, you've made it, but you ain't there yet. It reminds me a little of the stories you would hear, you know, that the likes of Pearce and Mark Crosley would tell us about Cloughy. The way that when Pearce made it to the England international team, Cloughy still put him in his place, grounded him, make sure he knew, you know, that he wasn't going to get too big for his boots and everything like that. So I like that. I like that element within Nuno. Everything he's doing right now is absolutely spot on. Again, they talked about the table. Again, Nuno told them, he don't look at no table yet. Tables mean nothing. So, you know, that question's going to get old. They're going to keep asking it. He got asked if Arsenal are in a title race or not. Well, they're on the same points as us. So if Arsenal are, technically Forest are as well. And then finally, there was a couple of questions on Arsenal players, with Odegaard being back, with Rice potentially being fit. Did he have a specific plan for those players or not? And his answer was what you expected. Basically, we have a plan for the whole of Arsenal. We want to break down what they want to create. We want to stop them from doing that. We want to, you know, make sure that what we do is what impacts the game. So overall, I thought it was a really good press conference by Nuno. He's still got that smile on his face. He understands there were lessons to be learned from the Newcastle game during the international break. Him and his staff, he said, sat down and assessed performances, but nothing too much changed in terms of the program of what they do with the players, because they still had players who didn't go on the international break, etc. So very good press conference from Nuno. I'm going to give it a rating of like a 7.5, 8 out of 10, because he was just a bit more open today, which is good to see. But what are your thoughts on all of that? Let me know as always in the comments down below. And if you haven't seen our preview for the Arsenal game with my predicted team and everything else, I'll leave it for you guys on the end screen. Go get your tickets for the football prizes giveaway. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And we'll see you on the next video. Come on, you Reds.